Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of A New Way to Museum. I'm Alicia, I'm the naturalist here at the museum, and today we are going to do a video about our poison dart frogs. So if you haven't already seen our other video about our dart frogs and how we take care of them, make sure you go check that out. But today we are actually going to be talking about baby dart frogs. So unintentionally, in October of 2021, we ended up having tadpole dart frogs in our display cage here. So if you've seen them before, we have I think 7 in here and then 2 off display that are a breeding pair. So the breeding pair, it makes total sense that we would expect them to have babies because they've done it years past before coming to us, but we've never really had the proper conditions to have baby dart frogs. So when we're talking about dart frogs, they live in a very humid environment, has to have lots of moisture, and we just never were really able to mimic that. So we haven't had babies in the past, despite having these guys for lots of years. So this year in October of 2021, we found that we had tadpoles living in their water bowl. So they have their nice water bowl with their waterfall. We saw there were some tadpoles swimming around. We took them and we moved them to a different water bowl, but still inside this enclosure. So in years past, when our dart frogs have laid eggs, other dart frogs will tend to eat them. But this was not an issue this year, I think just because these dart frogs were all about 5 months old when they started living together, so they've just gotten really used to each other. So as you can see, we have 2 other water bowls in here that are both filled with tadpoles. We really don't even know how many we have. We keep an eye out to see if we see any color, because when they're first tadpoles they are black, and then as they start getting colors, that means that they're going to morph soon and that we need to take them out of here. So at this point we have 3 tadpoles that have morphed into frogs, so we have 3 baby frogs. We have 2 green ones and 1 black and blue one. So when they are eggs, they take about anywhere from 10 to 18 days to hatch. And then at that point, they're in their water, they're tadpoles, and then it could take them about 3 months to fully morph into frogs. So what is so cool about this and what I love so much is that dart frogs are just the best parents. So when you think about reptiles and amphibians, you're not thinking super cuddly and nurturing adults or parents, but they are. So when we're talking about frogs and toads, they usually lay their eggs on top of a water surface, maybe attached to a stick that's in the water or something like that, and the eggs hatch, and then there's baby tadpoles left alone to fend for themselves in the world. But with dart frogs, they will lay their eggs on a leaf, on a stick, just maybe even on the ground, hidden somewhere so that they're protected. And then the adult frogs will actually come back to take care of their eggs. So for the whole 10 to 18 days, the parents will guard them. They will even pee on them to make sure that they stay moist and everything like that. And we have so many cool photos that we will have in this video as well of actually watching our dart frogs take care of their babies. They especially do it when it comes time to feeding time, because I'm this big scary person, and even though I bring food, they think I'm going to take their eggs, so they will guard them. So when they first did this, we didn't see any eggs in the cage, so they were definitely very well hidden. At this point, now that we've added the 2 water bowls, they're laying them kind of close to the water bowl, I think just to make it easy for themselves, because since they're not laying their eggs in water, when the tadpoles are ready to hatch, they have to move them themselves to the water. And so this is super cool because we've actually got pictures of this as well. The tadpoles will kind of like get onto their parents' back, and then the parents will carry them to a water source where then they just climb off. And so it's so super cool because they are just taking care of their babies. They're with them the whole step. And then as they are tadpoles, we do feed them fish food as well as other tadpole food that you would think of just getting at a pet store. But these adult dart frogs will still feed their babies unfertilized eggs. So we can also see them in their water bowl laying more eggs for the tadpoles to eat. So we do have lots of different species in here. I think we have 3 in here and then 1 in the back, and then the one in the back also had a baby. So what's really cool is that these parents don't really care which tadpole is theirs. They don't really care which egg is theirs. It seems to us like they do know that they are specifically the parents, but they're all being very protective and they're all caring for the young. And so it's just been super fascinating to watch this. And as you can see with our little baby dart frogs, they are no bigger than the size of a quarter. They're super cute. So even though they are great parents, as soon as they are getting ready to morph, They have their back legs, their front legs, their tail is getting really small. We take them out of here and move them to the separate nursery tank so that these teeny tiny frogs don't really have to compete too hard for their fruit flies compared to all these big guys that are eating a whole lot of fruit flies. So right now we have 3. We have at least 2 right now that have their back legs and are growing their front legs. They've been doing this since October, and I think the last eggs hatched about 3 weeks ago, so we still do have some pretty tiny tadpoles in there. So this could be going on for a really long time. We really don't know how many are going to morph or survive, but we're super excited about it. I'm mainly excited about to see who are the parents, because right now we only have 2 different species, but we have 4 different species in total, and they're all being really good parents to these eggs. So I'm super excited to see who had what babies. And this has just been a super fun experience, but obviously on display we have lots of bowls in this cage right now. If you come visit us in person, you can probably see the tadpoles, though their water has lots of rocks for them to hide in, leaves, as well as moss, so that those tadpoles feel very secure and everything like that. So this has just been a super new experience for us, and I'm so excited, and I just love baby dart frogs because they're probably one of the cutest things you've ever seen. They're so tiny, and then they get big and they're still pretty cute, but they're small, it's cuter. So anyways, that is all we have for you guys today, but make sure you like and subscribe our page because we are definitely going to be doing updates on these guys as they get older and as we get more babies. So thanks, guys.
Thanks for joining us in A New Way to Museum with the Sternberg Museum of Natural History. If you enjoyed this video, like it and subscribe to our channel. Hit the bell for notifications when we release a new video. Support us on Patreon for early access and exclusive content. You can also follow us on all our social media. Links are found in the description. Thanks for watching, and follow your curiosity to new discoveries.